Okay, number 13. To solve a substitution, you want to try to get one of the variables completely by itself. So my top equation, I have an x that's already close to being by itself, and if I add 4y to both sides of this equation, I can rearrange the equation. So I'm going to have x equals 8 plus 4y. So we're solving for x there, getting the x by itself. You can do that with y, you can do that with x, it doesn't really matter. If I took the top equation and I tried to do that with y, I'm going to wind up with some fractions. So instead, I chose to get the x by itself because there wasn't a coefficient or a number in front of x. This is now my expression for x. I'm going to plug that in for x into the other equation. So 2 times this new expression minus 8y equals negative 4. The expression is 8 plus 4y. So I've been able to take my equation and rewrite my two equations as one with one letter instead of two. Now I solve by distributing, combining like terms. So 16 plus 8y minus 8y equals negative 4. My like terms are positive 8y and negative 8y, which added together give you 0. So 16 plus 0 is 16, and I have 16 equals negative 4. Since that is not true, that means that there is no solution. That means that there are no points in common between these two equations when graphed. When you graph them, you would have two parallel lines. You could check that by seeing if you can put them into slope-intercept form and get parallel lines. So if I took the top equation and I rewrote it into slope-intercept form, I would start by subtracting x on both sides. So my x's would cancel on the left, and I'd have negative 4y equals negative x plus 8. And then if I divide by negative 4, I get y equals 1/4 x minus 2. The question is, if I do the same thing to the bottom equation, will I also get the same slope, but a different y-intercept? So if I subtract 2x on both sides, I get negative 8y equals negative 2x minus 4. Then I divide by negative 8, and I get y equals 1/4 x plus 1/2. So same slope, different y-intercepts means that there is no solution because the lines are parallel. Algebraically, you're going to see that when you get a false statement. The x's cancel out, the y's cancel out, and you get a false statement. That's no solution.